Could Xbox's first showcase of the year be a major letdown? Game Pass Ultimate has never been cheaper. The Series S is getting a price increase, and this may be Xbox's sweetest collaboration yet. Let's discuss. What's up, guys, and welcome to another edition of Xbox Ready. As per usual, I have gathered a number of stories from around the video game industry to make sure that you too are Xbox ready. So guys, we are finally getting a proper update on a number of Xbox first-party titles. As I've been telling y'all for months now, on paper, 2023 for Xbox should be a pretty strong year. They have a number of pretty cool first-party titles coming out, and some really cool third-party timed exclusives too. But some of the bigger titles like Redfall and Starfield, they're kind of shrouded in mystery a little bit. Not only do we not have a firm release date on either of those titles that I just mentioned, but we haven't really seen too much from either game. That all could change with the introduction of a new Xbox event that's expected to take place later this month. According to Windows Central, they've been able through their sources to nail down a couple of things about this new event. Number one, it's being called a Developer Direct. It's going to be hosted by Xbox and Bethesda, and those guys are going to be doing a deep dive into Forza Motorsport 8, Redfall, and Minecraft Legends. ZeniMax Online is also expected to make an appearance and show off some content. This is supposed to be a smaller, more intimate event, very different from the big E3 Xbox blowouts that we've all grown accustomed to. And it's expected to take place January 25th at 12 p.m. Pacific time, and it's going to be streamed on the Xbox official YouTube and Twitch channels. Now, I'm really looking forward to this. Do not get me wrong, I love the old school E3 kind of big old shows, but I feel like these smaller, more frequent updates can go a long way in not only keeping us up to date on the titles coming to Xbox, but generating some hype for us fans, giving us something to look forward to after a light 2022. Think about it, we haven't had a proper Xbox event since the Xbox Bethesda showcase back in June. That will be over 7 months by the time this Developer Direct rolls around. This will be really cool too, because not only are we getting trailers and teasers like you would at like an E3 or Summer Games Fest, we're getting deep dives into how these games are going to look, play, and feel. For some games, that's more important than others, right? I feel like we can all take a guess at how Forza Motorsport 8 is going to look, play, and feel. But for a game like Redfall, me personally, I still have a lot of questions regarding that game because it just seems so different from Arcane's usual MO. Like, it was made by Arcane Studios, right? The guys who did Dishonored, the guys who did Deathloop, the guys who did Prey, all great games and franchises. But like, Redfall is supposed to be multiplayer, which is very different from at least Dishonored for sure. There's a multiplayer component in Deathloop, but it's not like that full-on like Borderlands type of deal. It's supposed to be open world as well, which again is very different from what we saw in Deathloop and Dishonored, which are much more linear. There's supposed to be like looter shooter elements again, like Borderlands, and at one point the creators were pitching it as their take on the Far Cry franchise. That's just like a lot of elements seemingly being thrown into this pot. I need some more clarification on this. I'm really hoping this event can give this game a clear identity going forward, and that the identity is good. The biggest story about this Developer Direct that's supposed to go down is probably not the games I was just talking about, but the game that is not mentioned, the elephant in the room. I'm talking about Starfield. The fact that we haven't heard anything about Starfield being at this Developer Direct just further validates for me that we're not going to see Starfield in the first half of 2023. I have this growing feeling, this knot in my stomach, that it's going to be more in that like fall holiday release window. And it makes me furious. No, I'm kidding. Since that June Bethesda showcase where we first saw that game trailer for Starfield and they said, these are all games that are coming out within the next 12 months, I was expecting it to come out before June of this year, but that window is getting tighter and tighter and the schedule is getting more and more crowded. I just feel like it would be not to the game's benefit or to Xbox in general. And as much as I want the game to come out sooner rather than later, I just feel like there's too much going on in this first half for Xbox for them to drop a game that's supposed to take like hundreds and hundreds of hours to complete. There are thousands of planets to explore. So yes, I kind of get it, but I'm like, I was really looking forward to another proper Bethesda RPG, but I'm kind of getting the feeling that I'm gonna have to wait a little longer for that. Even if they don't do a developer deep dive into Starfield at this event, I assume that they're gonna mention it in some way. I feel like they just can't. after skipping the Game Awards, maybe do an announcement after the Developer Direct wraps, and they're like, next Developer Direct, it's gonna be all about Starfield. We're doing a whole dedicated show, just Starfield. Overall, I'm really glad that they're adopting this new event schedule. I hope this Developer Direct is a success, hope to see more of them, but it seems like Xbox has a lot up their sleeves planned. Just the other day, Aaron Greenberg tweeted out, "This should be a fun week. Excited for the days to progress." Not sure what that's in reference to. I'm sure we'll probably find out soon. What's probably gonna happen is that I'm gonna upload this video and then they're gonna do something and then everyone's gonna be in the comments being like, "Did you see the news? Aaron Greenberg just tweeted out this crazy thing. Oh my God." While we're on the topic of events, they should just do a video at the beginning of every month regarding all the Game Pass editions, and they should do like a 2 to 3 minute blurb about each game that's coming to the service, maybe highlight some of the games that are like the marquee editions. They could have done like a whole thing about like, oh, coming to Game Pass last month, High on Life, here's like a full kind of showcase of what's going on, and then here's like smaller little showcases for the rest of these games coming. Next up, let's talk about cookies. Now, Ray, what does cookies have to do with Xbox? Well, I'll tell you. Xbox is teaming up with Oreos once again to create special custom-made Xbox cookies. They're gonna come with 6 different designs, one A, B, X, Y variant. And then they're also gonna have just like a standard Xbox logo slapped onto an Oreo. And then they're also doing an upward directional button, it looks like. But I guess it could be pointing any direction depending on what angle that you're looking at. Now, yes, these Oreos are supposed to be themed after Xbox, but when you buy them, you also get special codes to unlock cosmetics in a couple of different games, including Halo Infinite, Forza Horizon 5, and Sea of Thieves. For Halo and Forza, they seem to be going with this theme of like, okay, you got the classic like cookies and cream, ice cream kind of look combined with the blue packaging that we see on an Oreos packet. The ship skin that you get for Sea of Thieves is actually like really cool looking. It's mostly black with like white highlights, and then it has a black skull on a white sail. Overall, it looks pretty clean, but again, I don't know how I would feel if I'm like riding my boat around the seas and this dude, this like try-hard, just like ganks me with a cookie ship. I don't know about that. Right now, it looks like the promotion is only going on in European markets. I know, it's like the first time that I've ever talked about one of these promotions where it's not catered to my US audience. The promotion is set to go on until January 16th. You have until the 16th to pick up some of these sweet Xbox cookies, maybe cash in on some of these skins that they got going on too. Honestly, I'm shocked that this is not going on in the United States. Shoveling junk into our face like burgers and cookies and milkshakes. I feel like this would be the perfect market for that. Xbox Game Pass has never been cheaper thanks to this online code retailer. If you go on over to CD Keys, they're running a special right now where you can get 3 months of Game Pass Ultimate for 26, maybe like 27 bucks. At $15 a month for Game Pass Ultimate, usually it comes out to like 16 after taxes for me. That's like over $47 for 3 months, so this is a pretty solid discount. It's also important to note that this is Game Pass Ultimate, the top tier, the premium version of Game Pass. So not only do you get access to all the Game Pass games, hundreds of games that are currently on Game Pass, but you also get access to all of the EA Play library, and you get PC Game Pass too. So for all of you out there who have an Xbox console, but also have a PC or a gaming laptop situation, this is perfect for y'all. Because sometimes they have games on PC Game Pass that are not available on the console version, and vice versa. For example, on PC, you can play all the Age of Empires games as part of your subscription, Valheim, the new Warhammer game, Dark Tide, and you could even play Death Stranding if you really wanted to on PC Game Pass. If you pick up this code during those 3 months, you can also take full advantage of the perks that you get with Game Pass Ultimate. Right now, that includes 3 free months of Calm, which is a meditation app. So you're like maybe really angry after playing some Warzone with your friends, you keep dying. Maybe instead of raging into the mic, you can like hop off and like use this Calm meditation app that you got with your Game Pass Ultimate perks and zen out a little bit. You can also get 3 months of Apple TV. They have some great stuff on there like Severance and Ted Lasso. And you can also pick up 3 months of Apple Music, which you can use right on your Xbox console. There's also a ton of other cosmetics and different upgrades that you can get with your perks through Game Pass Ultimate, like this free digital art book that comes with Jedi Fallen Order. Next up, let's talk about Xbox price increases. Yes, I know, guys, nobody likes it when things get more expensive, and that's been happening a lot lately. A couple of months ago, news broke that Xbox was considering increasing the prices of their consoles, their subscription services, and their first-party titles. And they started off with raising the price of their first-party games, starting with games like Redfall and Starfield set to come out later this year. The true, like, next-gen games. Since then, people have been nervous about a potential Xbox console price increase, especially after Sony increased the price of the PlayStation 5s in a couple of different markets. While it seems to be smooth sailing on that front, we seem to be all clear on a price increase, especially after this holiday season, where we saw the Xbox Series S drop as low as $240. Other Xbox fans are not so lucky. Pre-orders from the Series S starting on January 1st in India are going to be priced at 40,000 rupees. For all of my fellow Americans out there, that is essentially 486 USD, which is absolutely freaking insane for a Series S. Don't get me wrong, I like my Series S. I know a lot of you have Series S's out there too, probably because I recommended that you buy them, but let's be honest, guys, it's not worth almost $500. Now, I'm not too sure how big Xbox's presence in India is, but I imagine that fans in the region are gonna be pretty upset over this. And if they keep the same price for whatever reason, again, I'm not like an economist, I feel like they're not gonna push a lot of units in this market. So yeah, pre-orders for a Series S are 40,000 rupees. That is the second price increase that they've seen on that console in India since August, but there seem to be bundles and other deals floating around online at least that are more in the range of like 32,000 rupees. The Series X in India, from just my simple Google searching, seems to be hovering around at like 55,000 rupees, and the PS5 is in the middle of that at like 49, 50,000. Hopefully they chill on these price increases on Xbox consoles in India. I read somewhere not too long ago, maybe a couple of months ago in November, that the Series X was increased in price 3 times at that point, bringing it like to the price that we see now, 55,000 rupees. And it's not just the consoles either, they also raised prices on the controllers and other accessories. It's like, yo, okay, I don't know what's going on, but hopefully it chills out a little bit, because honestly, that's not a great look.